One.
Hey, do you guys mind just stating your names and where we're at, and then we'll go from there.
All right, Russell Jameson, and we're at the Memorial
Jennings
Park.
Memorial
Jennings
Park in
Memorial
Marysville,
Park.
Yeah, I'm
Washington.
Annabelle Nielsen, his wife.
So, as I filled you in, we have somebody who is 21 appointed the Sonoma County Council seat, and you guys are kind of curious, maybe want to know more.
Yeah.
So, how the process works is when Ken Klein vacated the position, the Republicans then had to appoint. They pushed 3 people up to the county, and then the Democrat-controlled county votes for one of the 3 people, and then that person gets the appointment, and then immediately starts running for re-election. And it was a 21-year-old. There was 9 people running for the position. 5 of them were sitting city councilmen, and the 3 of them were people who've been dealing with voters and politics for 10 years or more. And the 21-year-old was the clear favorite, and nobody knows what the votes were because they didn't disclose the votes. They just told us the results of the votes, who gets to move forwards. And you said you had some thoughts about that regarding
Or
experience,
questions, yeah.
Just
questions?
qualifications, experience. I was curious if
Well-
he had any history and anything.
If it does help, he has helped his dad campaign for mayor. And his dad is the current mayor of Marysville.
Okay.
And so he's done some door knocking. He also is fresh off his first internship as a teacher in Marysville. And he's sat on some boards to kind of pad his resume.
Well, I guess I just need to know more about his stances on everything, where he sits, what his opinions on things that are going on in the community and around everybody. And
Do you know
so
what party he's with?
He's with the Republican Party. I'm a Republican. He's a Republican. It's a district that Republicans are almost guaranteed to win. It's a very, very hard district for Democrats. Every other district in the county is mostly a Democrat district, but currently the Republicans have 2 out of 5, which is a lot for this county. It was said multiple times by Ken Klein that this is a 13-year appointment. So whoever gets in there, you're pretty much guaranteed to get reelected over and over and over. And so 13 years as a county councilman, that's about 1.5 million, 1.3 million,
Right, yeah. He said what, 125,000 a year?
120, somewhere in that age.
Let's put it this way. The new county councilman, the 21-year-old Nate Nearing, is more powerful than his father, the 8-year mayor, and gets more money.
Wow.
it seems a little backwards to me.
Yeah. He doesn't seem like a beginning place for someone to start out, but
It's actually one of the most senior positions in the county and most powerful and most well paid.
yeah. Who actually voted him in? Like, who got to vote on this?
Well, it was an appointment process. So what
Okay.
happens is the Republicans said that they were going to have an open and transparent process. They had a board of their executives. I'm a Republican. I know almost everybody.
Basically an endorsement
And-
board.
And so the endorsement board talks to all the candidates, and then they decide which 3 they wanted to endorse. And then everybody, PCOs, which are precinct committee officers, that's a position anyone can run for. It means that you represent a party and you're
Part of
the
it.
spokesperson for that neighborhood. And those people, my brother was part of the process. We all went to the event, and the Republicans stated who was on the endorsement panel. Certain Republicans restated that the endorsements matter, and the PCOs voted. We didn't get to know what the vote totals were, but we were told who won the votes and who lost the votes, and everyone who was endorsed by the party ended up winning in the end. Nate Nearing was the first one selected, and then it took several rounds before the other 2 were selected. And then
Also on the endorsement panel one of the people that was responsible for deciding who should be endorsed by the party, which is everyone who was endorsed got the go to the next stage. One of those people was instantly hired by Nate Nearing once he got into office.
Interesting. Doesn't seem very clear and transparent, just like the process to me. But
That's
I
kind of
haven't
how.
seen a lot of these, so
That's why we're out here talking with the public, like you guys, trying to see, is this an issue that voters should know more about?
I think we should. But that's my opinion. I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, I feel local politics should be covered a lot more than it is.
Because I think a lot of citizens, we honestly want to be involved, but it's hard to even know where to start around.
Yeah.
It's hard to know.
I worked with voters for 10 years, and I feel that voters want accountability, and that comes down to access. They want to be informed. They want to get their opinion said, and we all know it's a democracy. It doesn't mean we get our way,
Yeah.
but we want to be informed and part of the process.
Yeah.
Well, and I think transparency should be owed to us. If we are initially the deciders, the least we could do is see who's voting for what. I think that's important.
And just to let you know, the Republican Party decided that they would not show or ever allow you to see who voted in the PCOs, who voted for
of the
Nate Nearing or any of the totals whatsoever. I ran for that nomination. I don't officially know what my votes were. When I was running, no one knew.
But does that leave room for cheating? Could it?
That's a good question to
I
ask.
feel as though it could.
There are several people who did not get. There are several people
Of that opinion.
allude to the same opinion, even that were there at the event. So.
And I actually asked as a follow-up question to see the votes, and I was consistently discouraged
Dismissed.
and dismissed from doing that.
That
And then,
doesn't sound right or fair to me.
yeah, and when I did finally get an in-room meeting and then the votes were put right in front of me, right next to me, I was still not allowed to see them, and I was told verbally what they were.
And he came back with this piece of paper saying what
Like
his
tallies
votes
on a
were.
sticky
Yeah,
note.
tallies. You know, it was just. As
And
I
then
saw it,
I-
was like, this is ridiculous.
Then I followed up
You
and
took off
emailed.
work for this.
I lost 4 hours of overtime for that. I asked them as a follow-up just to validate through email, is this exactly my votes? And then lastly, they did something even more despicable, which I have not publicly disclosed yet, but it was very shocking for me
Really?
when I asked for those votes.
So
Is that kind of like your motive for this?
My motive is I believe in government accountability,
Me
and
too.
I was shocked at what happened and how it happened and all the misinformation and what seemed like
anyone else had
background
gotten-
backdoor orchestration that you
Lobbying,
could
yeah.
only see after it happened.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I will tell you this: if it was anyone else who got the appointment, we would not be out here today.
Yeah.
Just because he's so young and
Well, it makes sense, but it does
And
kind
he's
of
the-
seem not okay.
mayor's kid.
Yeah, unfortunately, and the mayor did a lot of backdoor lobbying. Everybody got a phone call for Nate Nearing, and so we really appreciate it. Sounds like you guys feel that this is a significant issue for the voters, and we should know about it.
Yeah,
Really appreciate your help today.
definitely. Not a
Thank you
problem.
both. I appreciate it.